All right, let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Okay, guys, first game of the year. I know what you're going to say. We didn't play anybody in preseason. We didn't practice. Well, that's our two-time Coach of the Year's problem. I don't know why these guys didn't play. It looks like that's our first game they ever played. Our offense didn't change anything. I didn't see any motion. There was so much motion we were supposed to see from you guys. Well, I didn't see any. It looked like the same offense we ran any other time. Defense has been figured out. Houston crushed us, and this time this team did the same thing. Our defensive player of the year had one play. That's about it. But Parsons was all over the field every game, causing havoc. I think we're in trouble, guys, but who knows? Take care.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Scott, the thing that, among other things, two rookies starting on the offensive line, and they weren't able to get as much pressure as I thought they would on Dak Prescott. And you had a guy coming off an ACL and a rookie fifth-round pick, and you weren't able to expose that in the secondary.
Yeah, from the Browns' defensive standpoint, it's hard. And I don't, this is not to make any excuses. When you're down 20-3 or whatever the score was at halftime, it's hard to just rush the quarterback because Dallas could run the ball. Dallas could do whatever it wanted. Dallas was not in many 3rd and 15s, and if they were, they could run a draw because they could punt and they were still winning by a bunch. So that limits your pass rush opportunity. Myles Garrett had a sack and a strip sack. He had another sack taken away because he lined up in the neutral zone. Dalvin Tomlinson had a sack early where he got past that rookie center. So, I think Zadarius Smith had a sack. I didn't think overall there was a huge lack of pressure. I just thought it was circumstance. And on the other side of the ball, yeah, I agree that they should have been able to attack that secondary, and they didn't. And that goes back to Watson. It goes back to protection. It goes back to 3rd and 15. It makes life a lot easier on the defense. So I think it was kind of a perfect storm, and they were responsible for that storm. I'm not saying they weren't, but I think that if it was, let's say they don't give up that first touchdown, whatever, Denzel Ward gets that interception, and then it's closer, then you can run it a little more, and the game doesn't get away from you. It just changes how the game goes, and it reminded me of that playoff game in Houston, and that's not a good thing, obviously, but it felt similar where the defense struggled early, figured things out, but then by then it didn't matter because the offense wasn't going to score. They turned the ball over, and there were huge plays that led to points, whether it's pick sixes or punt returns. So it just kind of felt like that to me.